This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Just want to give all praises, glory, and honor to unto Yahweh B'Shem Yashai, B'Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect. Much love unto Yakim and Akwat that are out there pushing this truth in sincerity and not for vainglory. Alright, so what you see here on this screen is a rumor of war, or rumors of war. It says draft fears lead to selective service website. Okay, college students panic over FA's fine print about registering for the draft. A lot of people, they panicked, especially people who received the FAFSA's funding for college tuition. They panic when Trump killed the Iranian general, and when the head of the Iranian state made threats saying that he vows that he's going to get revenge for the death of the second in command of Iran, which is the Iranian general Soleimani. Alright, I didn't pronounce his name right, but a lot of you panicked. Okay, panicked, man, because the federal funding that you were going to receive from this program had a fine print, but you didn't understand the fine print. Okay, because it mentions in order for you to receive funding for school, there is a possibility that you're going to be drafted if you accept the federal funding, which a lot of you people, it just shows you that a lot of you Americans are very illiterate. You don't really understand how to read, and you don't understand how subtle the devil is. The devil being the so-called white man that runs this government. Okay, he is very subtle with his words, and the scripture says that his words, I believe, were smoother than oil. Okay, because he puts everything in new speech, and he says things a certain way to lower your defenses. Okay, so you people that took this, you didn't really understand what you were getting involved in. You didn't understand. So it says here, after a U.S. airstrike killed Qasem Soleimani, the head of Iran's Quds military force in Baghdad, on Thursday, Iran vowed crushing revenge against all responsible. Now with hashtag no war in Iran, hashtag Trump's war, and hashtag World War III trending on Twitter, users are looking into the draft, particularly college students, about how the free application for federal student aid, FAFSA, that's the acronym for it, could play into their potential future military service. Okay, and that shows you didn't really understand the fine print. Okay, and that's very serious. You got to know what you're involved in. Okay, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of the Most High. The powers that are ordained of the Most High, and these higher powers that Yahweh B'Shem Yashai has set up to rule, they can do whatever they want, and that means putting forth a draft. And guess what? You people are just gonna have to eat it, man. You're just gonna have to take it, or be subject unto the punishments that these higher powers have waiting for you, man. I believe if you deny partaking in the military draft, you're subject to a $250 fine and prison time and other various charges. So you have to be subject, and that only serves you right, man, because a lot of you people, you love the United States, a lot of you American citizens, you subscribe to being a proud American. Well, we're going to see how proud you really are when you have to put your life on the line for the country that you believe in. Instead of putting your power into Yahweh Bashem Yoshai, now you're going to have to pay, man. Right? Now it says hundreds of Twitter users posted messages and memes insinuating that the draft or selective service will be put into place within the next few months. They also suggested that college-age students would be prioritized for service. And that's true, because what age are college-age students? How old are they? They're 20 years and up. Okay, they're very young, and that's the best time for a man to be groomed for war, when he's young. And you know, there's nothing wrong with that, because the scriptures did that. And all America is doing, or Babylon, they're just following the same blueprint that's in the Bible, that same biblical blueprint for when it comes to drafting men, okay, into war, or for a lack of better words, military service. Okay, they're following those same principles. Now, when you get Numbers chapter 1 verse 3, it says, I'll start from 2. Take ye the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel, after their families by the house of their fathers, with the numbers of their names, every male by their polls. Okay, keep that in mind. It says fathers. Okay, verse 3, from 20 years old and upward, all that are able to go forth to war in Israel, thou and Aaron shall number them by their armies. That's a draft. And by the way, a draft or military service goes back to patriarchy. Okay, it goes back to the men. So a lot of you men, you're going to be drafted. That goes for, a lot of you Israelite men that subscribe to the American way. Guess what? You're going to be drafted too. You young men like NBA Youngboy, you young rappers, you're not exempt to the contracts. Those contracts. And just because you don't fall under this federal program, that does not mean you're exempt from the draft. This can mean anybody that's of age and that's healthy and that's mentally fit, that's able to pull the trigger. You're going to be drafted for war. Guys like little punk ass rappers like NBA Youngboy, Trippie Redd, all you damn demons, man. And all you wicked 2/3. Okay, you're going to be drafted. Okay, you're not exempt. And that goes back to the scriptures, man. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers. Okay, and guess who sanctioned all of that? Guess who did that? The Lord. Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. They sanctioned that because they want to get rid of you. Okay, and a lot of you undesirables are gonna die in World War III when it comes, man. And good riddance, man. We don't need you. We don't want you. We don't want to see you. We don't want to smell you. The Lord don't want to smell you. And good for you. So let's move on. Now here are some of the memes. The memes. It says, this is from Sean Spence. How all the college kids who didn't read the fine print of FAFSA applicant will be looking in 6 months. Yeah, you're a big joke. You're a joke. Because you're stupid. You're a clown. You didn't know what you were getting involved in. That's why they put the Joker face on you. Because you're a clown. A sadistic clown. Okay, and that shows how stupid you are. Because you didn't understand what you were getting involved in. And you're joking about, you really didn't care about your future because you think everything was going to be fine. You didn't know what time it is. You didn't know what time you're living in. That's another thing. A lot of people don't understand the times that they're living in. Matter of fact, let me hit Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 8. A time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. Are we living in that time? Okay, are we living in a time of love? Hell no. Does this look like love? Military draft, all of this stuff. Matter of fact, I was just watching this. This is the missiles that just went off today on January 7th, 2020. Okay, Iran, they just launched missiles on the U.S. base in Iraq. Okay, they just launched missiles there. Look at that. Does this look like love? Does this look like love to you? A time of love and a time to hate? Yeah, we are definitely in a time to hate. A time of hate, especially, People hate each other more than ever. I'm talking about just people in general. People in general just hate each other. This shows hate, though. Anger, resentment. All right. It says a time of war. Hell yeah, this is war, man. Look at that. These are missiles in the sky. These are instruments of war that are going to be shot on another government to inflict pain and suffering, man. That's war. That's war. A time of peace. Does this look like peace? Hell no. Hell no. This does not look like peace. So guess what? We're not living in a time of peace. But you Israelites and you people, that try to get funding, that sign your lives away. You think you're in a time of peace. You think you're in a time of love. Well, you're about to wake up to the reality that you're living in, and to what time it is. You're not in those times. And by the way, this was posted on January 7, 2020. 7 is the number for completion. And you know what that proves? That kind of reminds me of Revelation 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. This could possibly escalate to World War III. Now, we know that other things have to happen, like the chip, the angels showing themselves, the Lord showing himself. Okay, concentration camps, civil unrest in America, we know. But this just shows you that the World War III is going to come quickly, man. Okay, because look at the year 2020 when it started off, man. Just pure destruction, man. Pure destruction. All right? Year 2020, Trump shot off missiles, man. So, it's going to be a hell of a year, and it's going to roll quickly through. World War III is going to come quickly. It's another meme here, or something that was posted on GIF. Male college students signing into FAFSA and canceling their financial aid. I believe this goes into the transgender thing too. As you can see, it's a woman, but it says a male college students. And a lot of you men, you're going to turn into bitches. And a lot of you women that turn yourselves into men, you're just going to be destroyed. You're not exempt from the draft either. Alright? You're going to turn into a bitch. Matter of fact, the scriptures talk about that. Don't just take my word for it. You're going to turn into a bitch. This is Zephaniah chapter 1 verse 14. The great day of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is near. It is near. That's right. Third woe cometh quickly. The valley of decision as well. Okay? It's coming quickly. And it is very near. It is nigh. Right? It is nigh. And hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, the mighty man shall cry bitterly. You're going to cry like a bitch. That's right. You're going to cry bitterly, man. You're going to shit your pants. You women that are drafted, you're going to shit your panties. Right? You men that wear boxers and briefs, you're going to have to put on a pad. Okay? Put on a menstrual pad. Okay? You're going to cry like a bitch. Because the Lord is coming back, man. He's bringing back destruction. He's bringing back death. He's bringing back war. Verse 15. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. Okay, I kind of jumped around here, but ultimately I'm just saying in general, when because some of this goes into It goes into how when you visit, when you face the Lord, I mean, you know, a lot of you guys are gonna bitch up. Okay, when the Lord comes back and he reveals himself, you know, you people are gonna have faint hearts. People are gonna have heart attacks. You people are gonna cry. You people are gonna weep and moan because of how mighty the Lord is. But in general, that's, you know, I'm just trying to prove a point. You know, you men that are going to be enrolled in the draft, you ain't ready for it because your mind ain't ready for it. So technically, you're a woman going into the draft because you have a mind of a woman. You're weak mentally. Okay? So concerns over an active draft and FAFSA's role in the service even shut down the Selective Service Systems website because of the sudden surge in traffic. So they had to shut it down, man, because there's so much people coming in trying to, you know, unregister. And now it says here the Selective Service System said on Twitter, however, that there's no reason for panic. They assured Twitter users that there is no active draft at this time, and that the department is conducting business as usual. So they said that no active draft at this time. So that means that there could be a possible draft in the future, right? So that doesn't mean you shouldn't unregister from it. These devils are slick. These devils think they're slick, man. And that the department is conducting business as usual. That's right, because you're just a commodity to these people, or to the government, I mean. You're just a commodity. That's all you are. You're just a commodity. You're just a tool. You're just a dumb dog. Okay, so it's business as usual. And guess who's making all the money from that business? The banking elites. Banking families, man. The government, they said, would need to pass official legislation to authorize a draft. And we know that's not true. These government, you know, they can fabricate and lie. You know, they can fabricate and lie about anything just so it can become legal. All right, so it says here's how the draft actually works and the role FAFSA plays in signing up for selective service. Any person assigned the sex of male at birth who is between the ages of 18 to 25 is required to register for the draft. Eligible citizens are required to register within 30 days of turning 18. And immigrants must register within 30 days of entering the U.S. So you immigrants, you're not going to be cut out of it. If someone who is eligible for the draft has not yet, they're generally unable to get federal financial aid for higher education. FAFSA offers applicants a way to register for the draft. In the aid application, those who are ineligible for draft exemption and who fail to register are not granted federal financial aid according to the Federal Student Aid Handbook. Okay, now even if you're not a part of this program, it still doesn't exempt you from being drafted into the military or to the United States Army. Okay, you're still not exempt. Okay, because they're still looking for men that are young and that are in their prime. Okay, that does not mean you're exempt. It could being drafted could apply to anybody. Whether you're rich, whether you're poor, whether you're educated or uneducated, you could still be drafted. Okay, but this is just going into the rules for this program that's set up here, this federal program. Okay, so anyway, you get the point there. You get it. Let me close off with this. This is Joel chapter 3 verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, make up the mighty men, Let all the men of war draw near, and let them come up. That's right, those mighty men of war. The men of war draw near. Those are young men in their prime, young, strong men. Okay? Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I'm strong. That's what Iran is doing. That's what North Korea is doing. Okay, Pakistan is doing that. These were all considered to be weak nations, but now the Lord has blessed them with the ICBM, which is the Intercontinental Ballistic Missiles. Okay. They took all their money that they used for agriculture and invested that money into their military. And now they're strong. Okay. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. And that's what you're ultimately drafted for. You're drafted to fight Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, because the Lord, He loves a good fight. That's why I said here, man, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of the Most High, the powers that are be ordained of the Most High. So the Lord really set these people up, these higher powers, to draft you, okay, thinking that they're going to use you for their own purposes. But at the end of the day, the Lord is the one that's really drafting you so He could fight you. All right? And this proves that the Lord is a man of war. And what you see here in this precept, this is a strategic chess move. This is all a chess move, man. And you people don't know when it's going to hit you. So, all chess, man. Lord's a chess master. Okay, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Now, is He going to, sit on a table and wave His hand with a hammer in it? No, that form of judgment, that judging that He's going to do, He's going to fight you, man. Okay? He's going to fight you with His chariots. Verse 13, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, from the press is full, and the fats overflow, for the wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of Yahweh is near in the valley of decision. Okay, the sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. The Lord also shall roar out of Zion, and utter His voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. But the Lord will be the hope of His people, and the strength of the children of Israel. So shall ye know that I am Yahweh, your power dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall no strangers pass through her any more. So in a nutshell, the Lord is going to take everybody down and snatch all the crowns off their heads, and you people are going to lose miserably. Okay, miserably. And the Lord's holy mountain, which is His government, is going to be established on this earth. On this earth. Ultimately, in the long run, alright? He's going to have an everlasting kingdom. So, until next time, just want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutations unto the whole elect. Much love unto the Akim that's out there pushing His truth and sincerity, and not for vain glory. Until next time, Kwame Ashala, Shalom.